Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be looking at my favorite books from my bookshelf. So these are books that I have in physical copies, not including my favorite ebooks that I own. So I'm going to be making some nice relaxing sounds with some paper, books, and whatnot. So I'll also be getting some good recommendations I have for books to read in the future. I have a bit of an odd taste, very specific taste in books. So if you have a similar one, I'm sure like this will really resonate with you. Okay, so let's start. So the first book is The Invention of Sound by Chuck Palahniuk. And this is an amazing book by an incredible author. I would say he's my favorite author of all time. This was a gift from my boyfriend for one of my birthdays. It's a more recent book of his, but I've read many of his books, and they are some of my favorite books of all time. And this one is about a girl who does, I guess, like sound design or like sound recording for film. And yeah, I don't even want to spoil it. It's so odd. It's kind of like, it's very typical with this author. Like the theme is sort of like tapping into the nature of being human and what it means to be a person. But yes, this girl, she records these sounds, and she's never recording these screams, but the people who are buying her sounds are not aware that the screams she has created were very genuine, let's say. So if you like a cool, weird kind of horror story, this one is great. So I also love women in horror, like really great, like strong female characters in horror, flawed, sort of unlikable female characters. Yeah, so this is a great one. Okay, let's go to the next book. It's a classic. That's familiar. So this is The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. This is a recent read for me, actually. It's taken me a while to read this one, but I'm so glad that I did. It's utterly bleak and hopeless, but it is a masterpiece. This writing has inspired me so much. I had read Sylvia Plath's poetry before, but I had never read her single novel. But it's haunting really reading it, knowing what happened to the author later in her life, shortly after the book was published. So yeah, this is a dark one. Read it if you're in a good mental space. Okay. and I had read My Year of Rest and Relaxation before this one, and it instantly became one of my all-time favorite books. I love the way she uses language, the way she portrays women in her books. So interesting. This book is kind of like a weird fever dream. So if you're up for that, if you're not really up for a plot, and you're up for just weirdness, like a haunting sense of dread, and watching a character slowly lose her mind, this is the book for you. Yeah. I loved it. It's a quick read, I found. It didn't take me too long to read it. It was only like a couple days. I read slow. I like to enjoy it. Okay, so my next book here is, okay, so this is mine. So the original copy that I read was from the library, and it was in English. But I also have I got the Spanish version of Fight Club, once again by Chuck Palahniuk. You might see a theme here, but yes, so this is one of my favorite books of all time. I think it is also a masterpiece, and it's inspired me so much as a writer as well. It's just like it's perfection. I don't know what else to say. I think a lot of people know the story at this point. So many people, have seen the movie. They're familiar with what it's about. The twist. Honestly, the twist isn't even the most interesting part. There's so much more to this book than just that twist. And if you've only seen the movie and you liked the movie, I very much encourage you read the book, because I saw the movie first as well, and it definitely was not even half as good as the book. I assure you, if you like the movie, you will probably like this even more, and if you didn't like the movie, you might even like this, because something about Chuck Palahniuk's work is that it doesn't really translate well into film, because there's so much satire and just like sarcasm and weirdness in it that it's kind of just like a weird freak show, like to show the absurdity of things, and sometimes that doesn't translate well on screen, and then you have people worshipping Tyler Durden when he was not supposed to be like the hero of the story. And you can very much see that in the book. Anyway. Okay. So, this one I read last year, and I bought it in Turkey when I was there on a vacation, because I was reading so much on the beach that I ran out of books, and I had to go buy another one. I'd seen this one recommended sometimes before. I was looking all over the store, everywhere, to try to find something that I really, really liked, and nothing was calling to me. And then I saw the cover of this book, and I was like, oh, I've seen people talk about this book. And I've been into dark academia books for a while. I love The Secret History, and who doesn't? Very average opinion. But yeah, so I found this book, and it's If We Were Villains. And if you like dark academia or The Secret History, definitely check it out. So If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. It is a fantastic book. It is so good. I love it so much. The language is gorgeous. The characters are amazing. It is so well thought out. And it's pretty much just like if you made the secret history into just like if you threw on a flavor of Shakespeare onto the secret history. So if you're a big fan of Shakespeare theater, you will definitely love this. So it's about these students in this school, and they are studying Shakespeare. They're theater students, and they only perform Shakespeare plays. So they have like a very classical kind of program. And yeah, it's very much similar to the secret history, in that it begins and you already know like something tragic has happened, like a crime has occurred, and you're just taken along for the ride, and it is amazing. Sorry. Okay. So about this next one. So this is very similar to Death in Her Hands. It's once again kind of like a weird middle of nowhere madness thing. Old woman loses her mind in the wilderness, kind of living on her own vibes. It's beautiful. This is called Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead by Olga Tokarczuk. I probably didn't say that right. But yes, this is an amazing book, and I would highly recommend if you're into sort of like spiritual things like astrology, things like that, like witchcraft, divination, crystals. If you couldn't tell that I was already into the video, but if you were into that, you would definitely like this book. Its main character is very, very much like a solitary witch, kind of, even though it's never really said, but she gives those vibes. And she like bases everything in her day and her life off of astrology and like astrological forecasts, and that really plays like a really cool role in the story. So I would highly recommend this one if you're into that. Yes, it's sort of like a weird mystery. This one is more so, it has, I guess, like more of a linear plot than Death in Her Hands, because like things do happen in the book. So like the mystery isn't an actual mystery. So if you want something like Death in Her Hands, but a bit more solid and grounded, this book. Okay, and we are on my last one. So this is the last of my favorite books on my shelf, and of course, none other than Chuck Palahniuk himself. Again, this one has like water damage on it. I left it on my windowsill and it was raining one night, so that's how this happened. But I kind of like the texture of like a water damaged book. I don't know, there's just something about it. It reminds me of like being in school, or you know, like in the library, where like there would be some old books like this. It makes the pages feel kind of like textured and soft. But anyway, so Survivor is a book about a man who has escaped a cult, a religious cult, and what happens from there? Chuck Palahniuk's stories are so strange, it's hard to give a synopsis. But yeah, so he has escaped a cult, and all of the other members of the cult are currently dead. And the book starts with him being on a flight that's like about to crash. So it's it's like very intense from the beginning, which is typical for like Chuck Palahniuk's books, that he just like throws you right in. Like, you will have no issues getting into his books. Yeah, sometimes it's a lot and you might want to put it down if one of them is like a bit more disturbing, like Haunted, for example. But I wouldn't say this one is too disturbing in comparison to some of his other books, or maybe I've just become really desensitized from things that I've read. But yeah, I love this book. It's so, so, so good. And I really like books with religious themes, or like cult themes, because I grew up Catholic and I am no longer Catholic. And I don't know, I just feel like I can relate to some aspects of it. And yeah. So this is my last book. Just pick up all of these. These are my favorite books on my shelf. I will hopefully be adding more soon. I like to buy my books from an independent bookshop where I live. They're just like run by a family, like it's a historical business. And yeah, I really love supporting them. So I'll hopefully be buying more books in the future, and I'll be sharing with you my new favorites that are added to my shelf. And it is so good to see you. And until next time, bye bye.